So I just saw the new Studio Ghibli film in theaters, and it was beautiful, touching, and full of great characters that parallel prior films like Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away, and so forth. So I won't say anything about the film aside from my vague impressions and emotions while I watch the film, but if you do want to hear anything about the film, I will mention some themes and stuff at the very end of this video. So feel free to stick around, but I will give a warning beforehand. Watching Studio Ghibli film in theaters is one experience that I did not expect to have in Japan, but here we are. And I hope that everyone outside of Japan gets to see this film in theaters, whether subbed or dubbed or whatever. I really hope that they decide to release it to international theaters first, before releasing it to streaming services and so forth, because it's really just a whole nother experience of it, seeing that movie and that style of animation, that just perfected quality of animation, so crisp and detailed, and some scenes even portraying certain artistic elements that I haven't really seen in other anime. Truly a special experience with that Dolby surround sound. Oh, fantastic, amazing. And I hope that people get to experience that, because that was an experience in Japan that I'll never forget. So this is an original story too, though the name actually references a 1937 novel. But again, the story is completely different. I think you should watch this film without any knowledge. Hopefully that when it releases in an area where you live, if you're not in Japan, then there will be no trailer still, and hopefully the internet is not oversaturated with information by then about the film or the plot or so forth. I think Miyazaki had a fantastic idea of going through with this mindset of his films are big enough that people are going to watch them. So why advertise, why spoil parts of the movie and the main plot when people can just go in knowing that they're going to see a good film, because it's Studio Ghibli, they know what they're doing, and just enjoy this piece of art, which I think is just an awesome thing, and I'm so glad that he went with this route, because it truly was something special, not having any knowledge about it whatsoever aside from the title and a single poster about a blue heron. Balls to the walls, good job Miyazaki. Excellent experience, and I was not disappointed. I think this film's going to be huge in the regard to talking about the points of oversaturation in films. In an age where there's spoilers everywhere and trailers and teasers and just out the wazoo, I think this really speaks to why you don't need those to make a fantastic movie. Now, if you're a small company that doesn't have a lot of backing, then sure, you probably need a trailer. But for such a special title and such a special history like Studio Ghibli, they really didn't need it. Like I said, the only information I knew was the title and the poster of the heron-like creature. It speaks to just how much Miyazaki has proven himself as an artistic writer and director. So do yourself a favor and put this one on your radar, but as soon as that radar starts blipping and you see it coming your way, that's when you need to shut down and make sure that you close off your ears and eyes until it's actually released in theaters, because this is an experience you want as little information as possible. At least that's how I feel. It's not gonna ruin the movie probably, but I think it's just special going to the movie theater not knowing anything really and just enjoying the film. So the one thing I will say about the movie is in regard to theme. So if you don't want to know anything about it, then now's your chance to leave. And again, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more Japanese culture, travel, and language learning. Okay, are you gone? Now, one of the highest praises that I can give this film is that, in my opinion, it is the spiritual successor to Spirited Away. No pun intended for that one. It reminded me a lot of the movie in regards to some of the themes portrayed, but it certainly is very unique and very different in style and story elements from Spirited Away. But it does have a bit of the same themes overlapping. But yeah, I think if you loved Spirited Away, you'll probably love this film as well. Would I say if it's better or worse? I don't know, but I can happily put it in a spot that gave me the same joy as when I watched Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, and Howl's Moving Castle, for instance. So I think that speaks highly of this film. Obviously, that's just my opinion, so hopefully when it releases internationally, you can give me yours, but I do put it in the same vein as those films. As a Japanese learner of intermediate ability, I do want to say that this film was actually very easy for me to grasp. I didn't pick up all the words, obviously. I'm not that level quite yet, but I will say that I understood the main plot, I understood elements of the plot that switched, and I understood how characters evolved and changed, subplots that they spoke about and referenced, and I double-checked myself afterwards to make sure I understood those elements and that I heard correctly with the wiki that's now being updated about this film. Do not look at that wiki. Don't do it. But yeah, I referenced it to make sure that I had understood everything. So I think if you're an intermediate level Japanese learner, then you could probably just watch this film without any subtitles whatsoever and still find some very good enjoyment, still understand a lot of the key points and elements. So I just keep that in mind. But yeah, highly recommend this movie. Go watch it. Hopefully we'll receive some information soon about when it's going to be released internationally. But as of yet, there is still no release of that information, so I guess stay tuned for that, hopefully in the near future.
Also, on a final note, I will never look at birds the same way again.
So thank you so much for watching, and that was my quick update. I normally don't do reviews of films and so forth, but I think it was a really cool experience to watch a completely Japanese film and something so special as Studio Ghibli that I wanted to share with you guys. So thank you so much, and catch you in the next one. Goodbye!